Hi love bunnies, I hope you guys all doing so well. Welcome back to the beauty house. As you can tell by the title, this is going to be one of a few of my new series that I'm going to have on my page. If you like this look, it is my recreation or rendition of this look right here. I thought this look was absolutely beautiful. I thought it was so simple but also gorgeous. And I said, you know what, why not let me do my hand and take a stab at it and recreate it in a way that still suits me. If you like to see how I recreated this look or my interpretation of this look, make sure to continue to keep on watching. Enjoy. Okay, love bugs, so today we are gonna be recreating this look. And we're recreating it because I am doing a new series called Rework Wednesdays, where we are gonna be recreating a look that I deem recreatable. So this was a look that I thought was really pretty. It's very simple and calm, but it's just so gorgeous to me. The smokiness of the liner, the softness of the face, the fullness of the brows. So I said, you know what, let me attempt to redo it. So we're gonna start with the face. Pretty much I'm gonna do my step how I usually would do my foundation. I'm not gonna cream contour. I can, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna use powder for the contour. So you guys know I pretty much always moisturize off camera, and I do that because I want the moisturizer to really melt into the skin and do what it needs to do. So that is why. And so I'm just using my Essence primer, and I really do like this primer, honestly speaking. I'm currently utilizing the e.l.f. soft glam, so I like how it plays together, so I have no complaints. We're gonna let this sit for a quick little second. As it sit, I'm going to tell you how this series came about. So hold on, I don't have my phone because this goes everywhere. So this series came about because I said, you know what, I always want to attract new people to my channel, new audiences, also try new things, do new things, and I don't want you guys to get bored ever with me. So I said, you know what, I want to do something new, but also test out my artistry, my skill set, as well as how I interpret makeup, right? Being a makeup artist, it's fun to always do makeup and play around in makeup, but it's also cool too to look at other inspiration. You know, as makeup artists, you know, we're always looking at other makeup, right? Because we always have to learn technique, learn different looks, test out our skills. We're always sharpening our skills. I came up with this series because, if I'm not mistaken, the Grammys was not too long ago, and I happened to see a few photos of some of the female artists on the red carpet, and a lot of the makeup that I saw them wearing I really liked. So I said, why not just test out recreating some looks? So I'm not gonna lie, there was a look that I sat down and filmed, but I ended up deleting it because it was a lot of light colors and I didn't mind it, but you guys know my eyes are watery. So honey child, after I filmed it, like, a lot of my eye makeup came off. So that's why I didn't end up editing that video and putting it out, because you guys know I have watery eyes, and it's some days to where it's really just, girl, I don't care about nothing you gotta get done, we're not cooperating. The day that I sat and filmed that, it was one of those moments, so that's why I didn't put that up. But I still had other photos of other looks that I liked and this was one of them that I liked. So I said, you know what, let me sit and redo this one. You know, it's kind of similar to looks that I would say that I have done on myself, but it's also different because I usually don't, or I haven't smoked out my lash line like that in a very long time, like in the photo. And again, it's just something about it that's just a nice softness. And to me, I would categorize this look as soft glam. To me, this is what soft glam looks like. It's not heavily contoured, it's not heavily highlighted, it's not so much blush on the cheekbone and doing anything crazy. And that's why I really like it. So if you was to say, oh, Lena, what would you deem as soft glam, it would be this, you know. So I say, you know what, let me try it out. But also too, when I'm doing these looks, it's not necessarily to do exactly or have it be exactly how the photo is, because again, I have to take into account my face shape is different, my skin tone is different, you know, my colors, my undertones are different. So I have to pretty much my rendition of the photo, you know, and how I can make it suit me and my skin tone, my face shape, you know. So again, like I said, it's to bring something new to you guys, but also to see my artistry. So I'm also pretty much always sharpening my skills right in front of you guys, you know, also so you guys can see, oh no, she's not just up here doing her own makeup, doing her own face, but no, I actually can trust what she's saying because she's showing us, because she's telling us, because she's informing us, and because again, she's showing us, you know. So as the while, like I said, I'm sharpening my skills always, you know. That's what anything that you do, you always have to keep sharpening your skills, right? You always have to read up on things and practice things and do things, not because you're good at it or you're knowledgeable on it, you still always want to refresh, you know. So this is where we are with the foundation. I think that I like it. Yeah, am I gonna add more? Because I'm me, I'm gonna add a dash more. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna add a dash more. But yeah, and I also thought this would just be something fun, you know. So I do have, like I said, I do have some that I have like photos already lined up, you know. But again, like I said, because my eyes are so watery, I would love to sit and film probably like 2 back to back, but I promise you guys, it really depends on my eyes. So when I sit and film for you guys, I promise you, it's really on a hope and a prayer, you know. Because like I told you, I want to say now it's been probably maybe, I want to say this is the 3rd or 4th time that I've sat, filmed, and my eyes is like, no girl, not today. So it's Jesus. So that's the foundation. You could tell that there's highlight underneath the eye, so I'm gonna highlight how I usually do. So I'm gonna go in with my Pro Girl concealer, LA Pro concealer, and y'all know I just love a good excuse to use a highlight, honey. Come on now. I know you guys are like, okay, Lena, where is your blue polka dot bow? I know. I'm not wearing it today because usually, as you guys know, when I cut off and do my hair, I actually go and do my hair when I cut off from you guys. But slicking my hair back, it's a process. So I said, you know what, let me just go in with it already slick back. So that's one less thing that I have to do. So this is literally coming to life on camera right here with you guys. So I don't prep or anything for this. When I film, I literally set up everything and we're right here, right now. Okay. So am I gonna let this set a tiny bit? I guess we're gonna let it set for a tiny bit. Okay, love. So I'm going to take my used tried and true Airbrush Pro concealer and I'm going to spray that. And you know, I always do this every single time. I always spray and then remember, okay, let me put some powder on my little powder puff. I don't know why I always do this, guys. Okay. But looking down, I am looking in my mirror that I have. And as per usual, I'm gonna blend it. Did you guys watch my video, my Q&A? I hope you guys loved it. I actually had so much fun filming that video for you guys because I said, you know what? One is something different, something new, but also, you know, you guys are probably like, who is this girl that just came up on the scene talking about she do makeup? Who is this? You know, and people want to know people. People want to know that people are real. Even though everybody lives behind their screen and don't have human interaction, which is very strange, you know? I'm the type, I like, even though I don't like going outside and being around people, I know it's crazy, I'd prefer interaction with a human being than being behind a screen and, you know, trying to figure out and guess. That I can't do, you know? So I said, you know what, I think it's important, and especially if I'm trying to build a community here and a family here, you know, and a fun, safe space here, why not get to know me a little bit more and, you know, who I am and what do I do, what do I bring to the world, you know? So like I said, that was really fun for me to sit down and film that. It was really cool. And when I sat back and edited that video, I'm looking at it like, wow, I want to get to know that girl. You know, like, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And if you haven't, make sure you go watch it. Thank you. Just show no harsh edges anywhere. Up and then right under. And I don't know if I said it to you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna do a review or not, but this fit me that I use and I told you that I love. Guess what? They have it in other colors now. They're coming out with other colors. So they're gonna come out with a pink one. They're gonna come out with other colors. So excited. Like, literally love. Like, when I tell you love this formulation and it does exactly what it needs to do, I absolutely love. Like, it sets, it sits, and I really like the way that it works with the concealer that I use and everything. So now you see, I like how this looks, but we are gonna go in with my pink setting powder from Wet n Wild. Let me just get my eyeball, because you guys know it wouldn't be a video if I didn't have woody eyeballs in a moment. Worst. When I tell you those holes are humongous, it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculously humongous for no reason. Now I'm going to take my under eye powder brush, powder brush. This color, I know it might be a little excess, so let me just dab that in there and then take off any of the excess. Look at me doing new things on here with you guys. Come on now. I never did this before with you guys. Look at me. Real new coon, huh? So this is what we're looking at right now. So I'm going to set the whole face. Now, I don't know if I shared it with you guys before, but this was my tried and true setting powder. Besides my yellow banana powder, this is my tried and true setting powder that I used back in the day. It is my Coty Airspun setting powder. If you know, you know. Only little $5-6 on somebody's Amazon, honey. Okay, now I always said in my videos, oh, I'm gonna get a powder, I'm gonna get a setting powder, I'm gonna get a setting powder. I never did. Y'all know me, I never did. But I said, you know what, I've been watching other videos and I'm like, you know what, this was definitely my ride or die powder. Let me spend my little $6 and get it. So they do have this powder now in different colors, but I just got the regular translucent. It always did what I needed to do. So I have it in the cover right now and my humongous brush. Now the only thing, it has a scent to it. It's not terrible, but it is strong. I will definitely tell you that it is strong. But as you wear it throughout the day, it goes away. But once you first open it, honey child, honey child. Now what I always did like about this is also finely milled and it really sets. So if I had any type of shine or glow just now clearly I'm matte. I know. And again, I got this in translucent, but they also have extra translucent, and then like I said, they have other colors, but just give me translucent, honey. I'm good to go with that. So now that's that. I am going to now do a bit of bronzer. Yeah, I'm gonna bronze up now. Looking at the photo, she does have a little bit of bronzer, right? So she definitely has it around the forehead area and just the tiniest bit in her cheekbone, but definitely she has it underneath her jawline area. So we are gonna bronze up those areas as per usual. I'm going in with my Black Radiance palette, which you guys know I'm almost hitting pan on this, and I'm gonna use my fluffy brush. And you know what's so funny, these brushes are always labeled as blush brushes. I don't care about none of that because I do what I want. Thank you. Dab off the excess in my hand, get a little more, dab off the excess in my hand, and then we are gonna do where I usually do the perimeters of my forehead. Hopefully you don't miss these baby hairs, honey. And these are real. these are real. These aren't long strands and I laid it. No, these are real. Okay. If you know, you know. Because one thing, like, I can't, like, these baby hairs that touch the eyebrows and all this other crazy stuff, like, I just can't deal. Like, I think, you know what, I think I'm gonna do a segment but I'm just talking about things that I just can't do because it's a lot. Just right there, just, can you guys see it? I hope you can see it. Just right there. See it on my monitor a little bit, tiny bit. Just brush it up. Just keeping it right there. It don't look like it's too much because I feel like the blush, you can see the blush a lot more. We're just gonna keep it right there, bring it up here, connect it there. See, look good, guys. And just keeping it back there. Brush it up. She did a tiny bit on the nose, not too crazy on the nose, so we're gonna do a little bit on the nose. This is the brush I use. I need to get another one because I don't like the shape of it, to be honest with you guys, but I just be working what I have. Okay, just the tiniest bit, nothing crazy, like nothing that's contoured nose, but oh, nose, you know. So much for not trying to have a crazy nose contour, huh? But if ever that happens, you could just use translucent powder. But I'm gonna just keep it to where it's at. It is what it is. So that's the nose, a little bit contoured, right? So now for the blush, that was 2. I'm nervous. We're gonna dab some off. And so I'm gonna have it close so it kind of is like a gradation. So I'm gonna start from back here. And I'm gonna probably keep it concentrated in this area. And so again, because I have it closer to the bronzer, it looks like a gradation. Still always tap off the excess. Tiny bit in the front, just, but we're gonna keep it focused here. Nice little circular motion. And the same thing on this side here, because again, this gives it time to blend in, look like it's meant to be there. And then just circular motions. Because again, keeping taking into account, again, our face shapes is still different, so I still need to place it in a way where it still complements my face shape, and my face is more rounder than hers. Hers is more cylinder. So I'm gonna keep it there. So when it comes to highlight, I can tell her highlighter is more on the cool tone side, but I don't have any that's cool tone, and I'm not gonna, because I'm a warm girl. So we are gonna be using one from my shimmer highlight palette from Lovebunnies, which I wouldn't recommend because this isn't the formulation that I love, so I probably wouldn't buy it again, but I use it just because. So I'm gonna go in with this color right here, and I'm gonna take it on my tried and true a little brush here. So we're just gonna swirl it. I'm gonna keep concentrated right there. So I'm gonna say that's all for the face, but actually let me clean up here a little bit because it look more chiseled there. So I am going to just, I don't really want to set it because I don't want it to be too sharp. So I'm just gonna go in with my small brush and my same regular translucent a little bit, and just to clean it up. I can see there's a sharpness that she has. And sometimes you could do that too, just to clean it up. It don't always have to be you let it set there for that long. Sometimes you don't have to do that. Like every technique is not always called for. Like that's why, again, for me, I always, took certain techniques with a grain of salt. Like I always say, take what you can, what's needed, and leave the rest. But yeah, so this is where we are with that. I always just do this because I know my smile lines are always creasing my smile lines. So now I'm going to set this, so let everything play together and marinate on the face. So this is where we are with the face. Hope you guys like, hope you guys love. So now we're going to move on to the eyeballs. I'm just setting it, nothing too crazy. Again, this just was going to give it a nice base, so it's not my discoloration that comes through. I'm going to use my ColourPop Gone matte palette. And I didn't really realize too much, but this is a matte eyeshadow look, and I love matte eyeshadow looks. So I'm going to take on Tried and True blush. I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to go in all over just for like a crease. Just again, I still have something to blend and play with. I'm going to go in with the Cuddles. I'm just going to take that. And because this is still like a brownie nudish color, so it still plays, it's still going to play well when we lay down our other colors. So we'll just have that in the crease area. And again, just sloppily, you know me. Still also like bring it to the front kind of, because you could tell it's kind of like, it's definitely shadow there. So we're going to bring bring that down to an hours. And also I have to keep into account my eye shape, right? Because my eye shape is different from hers. She definitely has more of a crease. And I could tell this is also slightly a cut crease. My eyes is a little funny when it comes to that, so I'm gonna have to place things a certain kind of way. Right, so that's where we are with this color. Hopefully it shows up nicely for you guys, right? So this is where we are. That's how we playing out with this color. So now I'm gonna go in with my other fluffy brush. This is another crease definer brush. You guys know my tried and true. I'm going to go in with this brush, and I think because like I said it's like a reddish brown, I'm going to go in a little bit with a dash of Blanky and a dash of Ultra Suede. I'm gonna use these two colors right here. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna pretty much place it the same exact place. So I'm gonna have it in the corner here. And then we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna bring it around because I see this color too is in this crease area. Like I said, it looks like it's a calm cut crease, so you can still see this color shining through in that, especially in that inner part. Hopefully it's like coming up nicely. And I tell you guys, I've been on a hope and a prayer because all these lights, things look a certain kind of way to me than on camera until like I'll see it back. So bear with me, guys. Definitely in this area here. Kind of like see, hopefully it's not hopefully it's not too orangey of a brown. I think that's kind of what I'm getting a little bit. But either way, I'm not mad at it. Like, because these colors are still like warm in that same realm, either way it's gonna come out, it's gonna still come together beautifully. So either way, I'm not mad at it. So now we are gonna do our lid color. This is why I need my Jesus to really take the wheel. I'm gonna take this color. I don't know, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna take this color. Because this color, as I'm looking at it, I could tell it's a nudish matte that she has on her eyes, not white. So that's, for me, that's going to look good on me. I'm going to take that color. Am I going to go to the front just? I'm going to wait until the very last second to go to the front. Because, honey, this whole half going to be on, I promise you. So I'm really going to pack it because when we pack it, that's how the true color is going to come out. Well, the true intensity of the color. Now we are going to do the fun part, the wing liner. So I'm going to use my NYX Jumbo pencil because this is still black, right? So I am gonna have this, but have a little brush handy so I can smudge it as I'm applying it. Because this is gonna kind of be a guide. Jesus, take the wheel. Get this close to the lash line. I'm probably just gonna do one for you guys. It's like a little bit of one, and then, you know, let me see. Now I'm gonna smudge it because this is pretty much acting as a base for when we put the powder. Now we could just smudge a little bit just because you want it to be dark at the waterline. So that's why we did this. So this is pretty much the guide. Now I'm going to use black and smudge it out. So I'm going to show you guys just a dash on this eye. And then when I'm done, I'm going to go off to do the next eye. I'm going to take this brush. It's an angled brush. This is for the brows, but I'm going to use it now. I like how the bristles is packed on that. So that's why we are going to use that. And with my Warrior palette, 2 palette, Juvia's Place, this black is black as the abyss, I'm sure. So we are going to go with that black. At first, we're just going to start with a little bit on the brush just to, again, still gauge where we at with it. And then, because you want it to be really black. If you're like a little intimidated by using cream liner or a liquid eyeliner, you can always just use any black eyeshadow you have or brown eyeshadow, an angled brush, and just smudge it across your waterline and you're good to go. Because it also adds a bit of a depth and softness at the same time. This is where we are. So I'm gonna finish up these, smudging this one out, put our lashes on. I'm gonna come back and we could finish up the waterline and our brows. Okay, loves, so this is where we are with both of our eyes with the smudged out liner. These are lashes that I thought was as close as a match that I had. So we are gonna smudge out the bottom line just a tiny bit with brown. We're gonna use this brown from the Juvia's Place palette on a small little definer crease brush. A tiny bit, just a little bit underneath the eyeball. Not too much because that's not the focus. It's just gonna add a little bit of definition to the eye and a little bit of warmth to the eye. Thinking about it, I probably should have used this one. So now we are gonna add some mascara to the bottom lashes. We got a tiny bit to the top if we wanted to, but we're just gonna add it to the bottom. Ugh, I always hate that. So now we are going to do these brows, honey. So this could actually look like something. Now we are going to go in and do our brows with my Tried and True Wet n Wild brow pencil. So we are going to really fill this. And we're going to actually have it be some type of, you could say we could have it be bold. Because it does have like a fullness to it. Now her brows are clearly fuller than mine's. So I'm just gonna keep mine to my actual natural shape. I'm gonna do the hairs brushed up just so that also adds like a dash of fullness to it, like that. So to add more fullness, we are gonna go in with our e.l.f. Wow Brow Tinted Gel. So at the middle, blend it up a bit, and then the front we're gonna blend it up or go in up. To add that fullness like hers is. Same on the next one. Blend it up, the remainder. To add that fullness. So this is where we are with the brows on, and now the lips. So most likely I'm gonna mix 2 shades that I do have. This is kind of a warmer brown, I guess you could say, and this is more cooler, and I think both together is gonna give me that shade that I'm looking for. So I am gonna line my lips with the darker one first. I guess you could say to add like the depth. Because it looks more like nudie. But surprisingly, I don't think I have one that matched it perfectly. So I said, let me just mix it. So I'm going to add the other one to bring it to, like I said, bring it to be even more cool. But it could kind of be close to it. This is where we at with it. So it looks like it's a peachy kind of nudie color. It doesn't look like it's 100% like on the lip. Look like it's like blotted a bit. So I'm gonna add it, the color, and then I'm just gonna like dab it in. So I think we're gonna use this one from Lovebunnies. Okay, I think that's good. Just right before the lip liner, because it doesn't look like it you can still see the lip liner prominent. So we're gonna use a little bit to have a clean finger. And I'm just gonna dab it in. Yeah, I think that's it. Loves. Okay, guys, whoops. And I want to say that is it. I think I'm finished. I think I'm done. So I'm lying to you a little bit more in the front. Like I said, the last minute. Okay, love bugs. Wow, this is the completed look. Do we look alike? Does it look good? Did I do good? Did I do great? Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed. This was actually really fun. And looking at it, I'm not mad at it. I liked it. I think it came out beautifully, better than I expected. Like I said, I just wish I had a warm tone brown that wasn't too reddish. But either way, nonetheless, I think the colors still mesh beautifully together. Like I said, this was so much fun. And if you guys have any looks that you would like for me to recreate, I have no issues doing that. Thank you guys again so much for taking a part of your day and choosing to share it with little old me. As per usual, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend. And as I always say, the true foundation of beauty starts from within. Makeup is just a cherry on top. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much. Until next time. Mwah.